Welcome or welcome back. My name is Kaylin, and today I am going to tell you how to host a tea party. I started hosting tea parties back in February 2017, kind of randomly. I didn't even know how to make a cup of tea, but I thought it might be something fun and different to get my friends together, let us dress up, have a little music, eat on some fancy plates with some pretty cups, and just visit with each other. We ended up loving it so much that we now meet seasonally. We call ourselves the Seasonal Tea Society. I'll put a link to our website. We actually have all of our teas that we've done together archived. And we've done everything from super simple and on paper plates to fine china, classical music, everybody dressed head to toe their best, and they're all fun and for all different reasons. The first thing I want to talk about is choosing your theme. I think a theme is really helpful, and one of the reasons is because it helps you plan your menu and your decor and even your music. Now, you can go on Pinterest or Instagram for different ideas, but you can also just look around your house and choose a theme based on things you already collect or you're already interested in. If you collect puzzles, have a puzzle themed tea party. If you love Star Wars, do something with space. But my main thing I want to encourage you in is to use what you already have, what already inspires you, what's already around you. When in doubt, go to a simple flower themed tea party. I've done one of those as well, and I wrote out the quote by Monet, "I must have flowers always and always." That was a simple and easy way to have a theme, but also not break the bank. Here's a list of some creative tea party ideas to help get you started. Next, let's talk about decor. We touched on this a little bit when I was talking about theme and using the things in your house. Again, I want to encourage you to shop your home first and foremost. Get out that platter that your grandma gave you for your wedding gift, or borrow things. You don't have to purchase everything, especially if this is an event you're not going to be doing frequently. Ask your friends, do you have any fine china that's hiding in a closet somewhere? Do you have some beautiful vases that you would be willing to loan for this tea party? And really use your resources and get other people involved. I think that's part of the excitement, is to build up this anticipation of what's it going to look like if I gather a few things from my own house, a neighbor or a friend that's coming throws in a couple of their items, and then maybe I shop for, thrift, a few other things. And when you put it all together, it's just this curated, sweet, and thoughtful decor that I think always works, because when it comes from the heart, I feel like it always looks good. I almost always recommend having something from nature on the table. In the spring, you could make maybe a few dandelion crowns, and not only could they be at each place setting as decor, but they could be a favor or something sweet for your guests to wear during the party. And I think it makes everything feel a little bit more special when you add those personal touches. One thing I would really also encourage is investing in pretty tablecloths. And you can go to the store and get fabric that you love and just hem the edges to make a tablecloth, or you can find really affordable ones now at stores as well. I think it's a good investment because plastic just doesn't give you the same feeling. You don't feel really great about using it. And if you would have just a few more neutral tablecloths, you can make them work with almost any theme. Lighting is the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to decor. I would really encourage lots of candles all over the room, lighting that is soft and gentle, so I wouldn't do super bright overhead lights, for example. Really set the mood with the way that you light your table. Now let's talk some simple recipes for your tea party. I love to bake, but I'm not a big cook, and I don't like a lot of fuss before a party because I kind of feel that like nervous excitement each time I do one. So I really like to focus on something that is tasty, but also easy, affordable, and everybody will love. Remember your theme when you're making your menu. See what you can create and either come up with a fun name for it that goes with the theme, Or, for example, if I was doing like a Christmas party, you could use cute cookie cutters, like reindeer cookie cutters, to cut out your sandwiches. Again, simple touches make a difference when they are all grouped together. What about favors? Are they necessary? Of course not. You are inviting people to your home and you are blessing them with delicious food, a cup of tea, music, a good time. But sometimes it's nice to give your guests a favor to take home and remember the special event. Some of the favors that I've done at tea parties include something as simple as a little mini pumpkin that we painted together as part of the activity during the party. We've also done, I had each person bring an affordable little teacup, and I supplied some dirt and moss and little figurines, and we made teacup fairy gardens. Not only was this something that we got to do together and enjoy and kind of look at what each other was doing and be inspired by that, but then at the end of the party, we got to take our little teacups home. And it was funny because for weeks we texted each other updates about how our plants were doing, and pretty much everybody's plants died, but that's beside the point. It was a unique and fun favor to do. Another affordable favor for everybody would be to just get a little $1 vase from the thrift store, and then get a big bouquet of flowers and separate it for each of your guests, and put one of those for decor at each table setting. But then also at the end of the party, surprise them and let them know that they get to take home their own little vase of flowers. Think outside the box a little bit. Make your favor reflect who you are, not what's popular on Pinterest or YouTube, but really shows your guests that you care and that you want to have that lingering connection with them after the party. Now let's talk fun and games for your tea party. I think having an activity is important, and I think that when I've done it at my tea parties, it just seems to get everybody involved and engaged. This can be especially helpful if you have some friends that are a little bit more introverted, they're not small talkers. It gives them something to focus on and do with their hands while they have conversation with other people. We've done everything from decorate cookies together to paint little planter pots, and then we've also played games. You could do board games if it's a smaller group, or you could do games that are conversation based, like conversation cards. I'll put some ideas on the screen for some fun activities that you guys can try at your tea parties to really make sure that everybody at the party is having a good time, and you're also typically laughing and really loosening the tension that can sometimes come with something more formal like a tea party. And perhaps one of the most important steps is choosing the tea. I would really suggest that you have more than one type of tea. And I think that this is important because tea, especially herbals or rooibos or things outside of just your regular black tea, can be a little intimidating for some people. And I've found that a decent amount of people don't like it. So it's important to have something more basic that everybody would love, like a blueberry black tea, and then you can try to get a little bit more creative with the second choice. I also suggest you take just a few minutes to educate your guests about tea, and I don't mean like a PowerPoint and lecture them at all, but I think that it's really thoughtful to just spend a minute to let them know how long to steep it. A lot of people don't realize that if you oversteep your tea that it can become bitter. You could also tell them a little bit about if the tea does well with milk and sugar or honey. Offer a few different types of sweeteners. Some won't sweeten it at all. Some will prefer like stevia. Others just want regular sugar. And I suggest the same thing about milk or cream if you have it on the table. For a party, it would be considerate to have maybe two different types, a dairy and a non-dairy option, and that way everybody feels like they get to customize their tea, and if they're not used to drinking it, it really enhances their experience and helps them learn to love it. I'm going to put a few things up on the screen that will help you prepare and customize your tea for your guests. Music. Oh my goodness, you can find so many great playlists on Spotify. When I did my Shire themed tea party, I think I looked up Shire playlist. It came up with the perfect music, and that really sets the mood. I think most of my tea parties, I've also done music without lyrics because I think instrumentals just flow a little bit better for a tea party. But always have something going on in the background. I think a common mistake that can be a little bit awkward if you're hosting something more formal is to have people come in and it's like dead quiet, crickets. Part of being a good tea party host is making sure your guests know what they're doing and know what to expect from the time that they walk in your door until the time they leave. Just encouraging them, yeah, have a seat at the table, go ahead and make a plate. The bathroom's around the corner if you need it. Letting them know these things and not being too nervous yourself to engage with them can be so helpful. It will put them at ease and let them really focus on the party and having a good time. Don't be intimidated. Have fun. You don't have to spend a ton of money. If you want to invest a little bit, I would invest in things you can reuse, like beautiful china, servingware, table linens, things that are really going to let you have more parties in the future, because I think you're going to find that you really enjoy it, just like my friends and I found. I really want to show people that anybody can do this. You don't have to be Martha Stewart. You don't have to be fancy, but you can create little moments in life that are extra special for you and all your friends and family. I'll see you in the next video.